If you're just tuning in right now, this is John the Net Guy. We are doing a Tech Day Live show, number 20. I don't know if I should reset the show count every year. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think on that one. I've got a ton of really cool products behind me here, trying to get them to go live on Amazon, but it's just new year, new problems when it comes to the Amazon app and getting these things going. I'm on the 5G network now. Sometimes I try off Wi-Fi and it works. Sometimes I try on Wi-Fi and it works. If you're just tuning in, let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. And turn the Wi-Fi on and see if it decides to work better. Maybe, maybe not. And we'll get started right away because I know you guys have been waiting. And I have a go live. It's perfect. I'm going to go live on Amazon now. 3, 2, 1. It says, thank you for joining on Amazon. This is John the Net Guy. I am a live once a week technology home gift show. I've got lots of great products that have been sent to me. Some are just way cool. I can't wait to show you them. I've got a couple that I want to bring out first to you. So these are from the ThermalPro company. ThermoPro, and this one's on a lightning deal right now. If this is your first time here, where do you find these deals? Let me show you in the captions. And they are going to go right across there. Unmute and follow. Don't miss out. Follow at amazon.com/shop/thenetguy. What do you see when you go to that page? Well, you see something that looks awfully lot like a blank screen. No, let me see if I can get the right input here today. It's not that one. Number 1. There it is. Okay, so you come here, you see me streaming. We go into show number 20. This is the idea list. The nice thing about this is I have all of this stuff curated for you and ready to go. I'm John the Net Guy. I'm still down here in this corner. Maybe I should be up in here in this corner now so you can see me. We got a lot of cool products. The first one up is going to be the ThermoPro. This is an awesome product. I just started using it. We were doing the Thanksgiving turkey for Christmas. We didn't get our Thanksgiving turkey on Thanksgiving. So we got this just before cooking a turkey, and it worked out really, really awesome. I see a couple people joining the show, some regulars. Thank you. I see Jonathan Talks Hardware. Good to see you in here, my friend. I see a couple others. The reason I liked this so much, and I'm going to show you how I used it, is it gives you not only temperature in 2 locations, but it gives you 2 ambient temperatures inside 2 probes here. And it's all rechargeable, very easy to use, and it's very price competitive to Meter and some of the other more name brand. But again, ThermoPro has been a very popular Amazon brand, not to be confused with ThermaPen, which is the super popular one, but they don't sell on Amazon. They only sell direct. But Temp Spike, this is the product here. I'm also going to show you an instant read. So I'm going to go back here one page. Again, if you're just checking out my show, you can go to my idea list. We're also going to check out the instant read. It is much, much, much cheaper, but it has a lot less features and capability. I do recommend purchasing both if you can, at least one or the other, just to make your life a lot simpler when it comes to cooking. And when I say that, I'll show you a little bit of how I use them here in just a second. We're going to go over to my show images. So this is what the box looks like when you get it. Now it's going to have these tags that basically say, make sure you insert it at least to this line to get that thermal conductivity, so you're not going to burn the thing up. And that line has to be kind of the dividing line there between ambient, which is on the top of the sensor, and the lower part of the probes. Hey, I see a Pinky Tech in the channel. Good to see you, Pinky. He says, got to watch those temps on those long smokes. Absolutely. If you've been doing brisket or anything else, this is critically important. I just happened to be doing a turkey, so I purchased this right before, and this is not provided by the vendor. I've had some that got sent by the vendors, and the ones that got sent by the vendors are good. I just couldn't afford to replace them, and well, I'll tell you why. One of them broke later. But in this case, I put one in the dark meat, and I said that works pretty good. And this is how you set it up. It's pretty slick. So you go through here, very easy. It's a Bluetooth setup. Now, what's nice about this is it comes with 2 parts. You have not only the probes, you have a black probe and a white probe, very easy, but you have a receiver, and that receiver is going to be able to send the temperature to your phone. So it's a smart probe. as well as just the receiver itself can be looked at, and you can see all 4 temperatures through the receiver. So I'll do a quick unbox here. I'm going to bring you guys back and do that unbox right now so you can just see what we're looking at. We're going to go down on the top down camera. So this is the Temp Spike, and it's the wireless thermometer. Now, when you get it, mine didn't have a charge, but that's okay because everything you need to charge it is right here. USB Type-C charging. Gotta love it. Plug that in, get this thing charged up. Now, they also do include a cleaning brush, I guess. Maybe if you need to clean it, that would be good. In this one, there are no batteries required because it is rechargeable. And so now this unit itself is not necessarily waterproof that I know of. It may be. They have gasketed connectors here, but just in safety, try to keep this unit safe if you can. But there's your 2 probes, and there's your light to turn it on. I'll bring it up here so you can see the sensors there. And as you pull this out, it's going to be ready to go. And my studio is actually pretty cold. We'll see what this comes up with here in just a second. 66 degrees is what it's saying right now. And it's going to cycle between ambient temperature and meat temperature, and that's the 2 sides of your thermometer. Now, neat enough, I can actually take this one and, well, I could throw it in my pocket. Let's see. That one might be a little warm, and I'll put this one in my hand, and you're going to see those temperatures climb. Now, it does have a backlight that turns off automatically. So this is wirelessly sending to this transmitter. Now it's already going up. So that's 68 here on the white one. And then it's going to go up to 70. So there you go. You can see the temperature's already increasing. That's just from the warmth of my hand. But I actually did use this, and I'll bring you back over here to the laptop, and you can see I used them in combination. So I cross-checked basically the temperature by using the instant read that they sell, as well as the probe thermometers. So what's neat about that, you can check in there manually like I did, just to cross-check them. But what's neat about it is it actually allows you to set alerts on your phone. So when it got to the temperature I wanted, I was able to get an alert. In this case, this is the Temp Spike you see here. So it has the different temperatures as it's going. There's a picture of the unit, like I mentioned. And in this case, it's showing the ambient temperature on the white one was 291 degrees. So it's been in there for a while. The other one I had just added late, the black probe, and that's why it's a little less. But also this will help you decide if there's a hot or a cold part of your oven, which was kind of cool as well. So this is, again, the actual meat temperature. I wish I should have rotated this. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I can rotate it in slideshow mode, but what it's telling me is that the breast part, which is where I had the black probe in there, was only 97, whereas the leg was getting done faster at 156. So you can see there the view of it, and you can go to the cooking graph, you can go to the recorded history and all that, which is pretty cool. They have a lot of different settings if you're going to want different kinds of meat. So here you go. I went through and checked out all of the different kinds of stuff. And I did have to set a turkey leg temperature of 180. Now, this actually told me that the high temperature was reached, that the dark leg meat that I had done. And then it shows me all the information coming from those probes, which was pretty slick. And then I can go in and check on them. Now, this is, again, partway through the cook. The bottom is the internal temperature, and the top one is the ambient temperature. So the probe is getting a heat soak, and it's getting a good measurement. I did kick up the temperature a little bit here. I checked on a couple of things, and I bumped it up a little bit, and it shows that. So this will also tell you if your oven is getting the temperature properly, which is pretty slick. So love that. And in this case, it actually gave me a warning that my temperature dropped too low. Because I was done, I actually turned the oven off because I wanted the thing to just soak the heat in there, kind of rest inside the oven, because I didn't want it to go too high. It was already getting a little dry in the legs, but it hadn't reached the target yet in the breast meat. So that was kind of cool. What did it look like? Well, just like this. So there you go. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful holiday. There is the 2 probes in here. They're available right now on Amazon. It's in the carousel, and it is $109. I switched this to the front of the show because I see it only has 2 hours left. So if you're kind of wondering, you're on the fence, do I need to get one of these? Like Pinky Tech said, this is great for watching the temperature when you're doing smoking on briskets, but it can also be used for a bunch of other different things. I'm going to show you that as well. Let me back it up a little bit here. And I even use the actual thermal thermometer, the meat thermometer, for a different kind of cook. I'm going to bring you guys back over here to the top-down camera so you can see this. So this one's been in my pocket over here, the black one. It's warmer temperature than the white one, went back to 66 and 63 degrees Fahrenheit. But you can see there, it's essentially, a couple seconds behind, and then I can reach back in my pocket and bring the black one out, and it will cool off as well. So you get two separate probes. You can be using one, in a smoker, one in your barbecue. They are good for, I believe, up to 500 degrees. So you want to be real careful not to exceed that. And all of your information about how to use them, how to connect them to the phone app, and everything is in here. Pretty good set of directions. So let's take a look at the cheaper alternative. If you're going to be able to probe and watch, this is also nice if you're going to be checking a brisket maybe in a couple different places while you're cooking, or if you just want to use this with any sort of, like my wife does sourdough bread now, and she uses this one. This is the instant read. As soon as you open it, it turns on, which is awesome. I love that capability. And when it's closed, some of the other ones don't do this. It has positive retention, and that sharp probe, which is sharper than most, it makes it really easy, is actually covered here. So this one is the TP19H. This is a digital meat thermometer. Pricing on this one $16.99 right now. So it is also on sale, normally $24. You open this thing up, you poke that in the meat like I was showing you earlier, and it was cross-checking exactly the same as these other probes up here. A lot more affordable, and this one is a quick go-to. There's no phone app needed. You open it up, you probe in there, and you get an instant read within a second here. Very competitive product. I love that one. Let me show you. I actually used that very recently. Let me go back over here. So this was our Christmas feast. There is my daughter. She is a leg fiend. So we knew that was safe and ready to eat. We're going to go back here because I have another one. I want to show you a little video, and let's see here. So this is the Thermal Pro, and I made hamburgers. We got tired of cooking because we'd made so many different meals over the holiday. And you can see I want to get about 140 at least minimum on these burgers. Now, if you poke too deep, sometimes you'll get to where it's on the other side of the burger if they're not that thick. That was about 165 here. So they're definitely getting to that safe temperature here. And so I had two pans going, got lots of kids to feed, and we did it pretty well. But this will tell you if you're trying to hit that perfect medium rare, it'll tell you when to pull those burgers without having to touch them, without having to get into any hot oil or anything. So one of my favorite new products there, and this is from ThermoPro, and this is their instant read thermometer. So those are the first two products. Thank you guys again. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to see if you guys have any questions in the chat. And Pinky Tech, I can bring his message up. It says, gotta watch those temps on those long smokes. Is there an Apple Watch app for those who leave their iPhones behind? I don't know on this one, Jonathan, but that's a great question for the smartwatch aficionados. Usually alerts will come through regardless of the brand. So you should get your alerts. I was getting notifications from the app. So any smartwatch that can do notifications should be able to do that. I'm gonna say hello, everyone, on the Amazon chat. We got some really cool stuff coming up. I can't wait to show you some of the things. But if you have any other questions, let me know. This is from ThermoPro. And I purchased these myself, so I don't have to give you any sort of purchase disclosure, but I'm very happy with this purchase. Got the combo of the instant read and of the probe-based thermometers. So I'm going to put those off to the side, and I'm going to grab our next product. Now, these guys have been on the show before. Let me get these up here on the Amazon carousel so people that may be clicking on them will see this. This is another product that's on sale right now. So this is from Aohi. This is their Mag Cube. What do I mean by that? Well, this little device is a power delivery 140 watt 3-port GAN charger. What's a GAN charger? The coolest thing in charging technology right now. This is the gallium nitride. It's science, but basically they've been able to make chargers smaller and stronger. So this one can charge 140 watts. It can charge a MacBook Pro like mine truly here at the full charge rate. Not made by Apple. If you went and looked at the price of the Apple charger, it'll just freak you out right now. But let me show you what's in the box on this one. So very well packaged, as you see here. So they have that same package cover. Now I did take this out earlier to play with it and open it up, but again, very nice packaging. It has collapsible prongs. Now I've had their 40 watt one on here, and it was tiny, 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 tiny. It was a dual charger. This is the heavy duty, the GAN Plus charger, as you see here, 140. What does it have for connectivity? You're going to have your USB A's. You're going to have 2 USB Type-C, so 3 devices already. I've been super happy with this. The other thing is when you're going around traveling, I like to take one charger with me. How small is this thing? Well, if I take my regular Apple MacBook charger, and this isn't even the biggest one, that's how big the Apple one is. This thing's already smaller in both directions, as you can see. So they've beaten Apple at their own game. And you know what? The Apple one only has 1 port. Then you start sacrificing ports on your device. So already smaller than the Apple. Let's take up and look at, this is from Ugreen. I've had this on the show before. Now Ugreen and this, almost identical. Ugreen makes a great charger as well. This is also a GAN charger. This has different port layouts. But what's interesting about this, this is 140, this is only 100 watts. So that was another difference on these. And then if you go to the bad boy of the small charger market, the Anker charger, this is an Anker charger with the IQ charging technology, but this is only 65 watts. So now you're having to split. You may not be charging your iPhones at full charge rate. So that's another thing that's interesting. This is the most powerful of them all. Let me go ahead and take these out of the way, and I'll show you a little bit more about this one, and we'll plug it in, and I'll show you some of the cool things that it can do. So it does have a non-polarized plug here, which means you can plug it in either direction. Now, when you plug it in, it has a little charge indicator. And I'm sorry, this camera is overexposed today, but it has this little green charge indicator, right? Now, you can grab any type of cable you've got. So I'll take this one real quick here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in the power delivery. Now this is power delivery 3.1, so the highest rate of power delivery. It's going to go ahead and start charging in the corner of my iPhone. So the show iPhones there is getting charged, and that is the Mag Cube. Now what's cool about this is I can actually walk over here while I'm waiting. If I want to charge my MacBook at the same time, I really haven't charged it today. This light already turned blue when it started charging. I can plug this in. I can use my MagSafe connector, and I can plug my MacBook Pro in, and it's already started to charge that. So hopefully you can see that. The light's on. So it's starting to charge my MacBook Pro. If there's any other device and I'm looking around here, oh, okay, well, you know what? Maybe on my PlayStation back here, maybe I took it for me on the trip and I need to charge my PlayStation. Let's bring this back out. I can now charge all 3 devices at full speed. So each one of them is receiving charge. Now, this one technically was already charged, so it's not going to really need that. But all 3 devices right now are charging off of 1 unit. Now, it's a little bit heavy. I'll tell you that. It's very dense, but that's because it's doing all of that charging instead of carrying multiple bricks. You know, whatever combination of these you want to carry in your bag, you now get it down to just 1. So super excited about this product. It does not come with any cables because those cables are specific to whatever device you have or need. But that said, they also make cables. So if you're taking a look at getting some cable replacements and you want something super high quality, they've actually sent me out their braided cables in the past, and they are great cables. So you're going to have a great time with those. Let me clean up this area, and we will get on to the next product. But again, that is the MA Cube from Aohi, Mag Cube. And there's the instruction manual. It's got the 140 labeling on there. The instruction manual is pretty small, but you know what? It's a charger. You should be able to plug it in. It does have all of the different charge rates, including the same one that the Apple needs. That's at 28 volts at 5 amps. So that's your 140 watts of full power there, which is pretty slick. So you can get 140 watts of total power output out of it, and it splits it up however you need that across those ports. So there you go. I want to thank those guys for sending this out for a fair and honest review. We're actually going to be going through a few different charging items right now. I have another cool charger I wanted to show you guys. Let me pull that out real quick. Now this one, let me get it pulled up on the carousel, is from Kapon. Now what's so funny about this one, this is a 3-in-1 MagSafe compliant charger, but it also is a kickstand. Now a lot of people have been complaining about chargers and power banks. The one from Apple was kind of a joke, really, when it came down to it. This one's kind of cool because it's a portable power bank. It's going to have that 10,000 milliamp hour capacity, but it's going to do it with the wireless QI charging. It also can charge your smart watch if you have one of the wirelessly charging Apple Watches. It's also a kickstand. So I'm going to show you all those cool features of it. We're going to bring that up here. We're going to do a quick unbox of it just so you can see what's inside of it. Mine came about 75% charged, but you can actually charge them up. Let me see here. If I unbox it upright, that works even better. Okay, so it's going to come with a USB-C to USB-C charger cable. Now that's might be a problem if you're still on the USB-A land, but you know what? A lot of the Apple chargers and other device chargers are starting to come with this. So it's nice to see that they're just moving on. So it's kind of future-proofed itself there. It's going to have two other things in here. It's going to have the device itself, and it's from a techie perspective. I can't wait to use this out with my friends. And then it's going to have a manual. So this is the manual for the 3-in-1. It's in multiple different languages. There's no app control or anything, so you don't need to worry about that. But it is going to tell you what all the lights mean on the back. And you want to see something really cool? This, and I got to make sure it's all nice and clean for you guys. That's that see-through window. You can see the circuitry in it. So this is why I think it's such a nerd's dream here. So I can turn it on. It's going to tell you exactly how much power is in there. And hopefully you guys can see that. It's a trick little device, so you can see all that. Now this right here is the kickstand. It's integrated to it. It's either for your fingers, or if you want to put your device down and maybe watch a movie while it's charging, you can do that. Very simple to operate. Now if you have an iPhone 8, I think, or better, like I do, in this case, I'll take my iPhone, take the back side of it, just auto locates, and now it's automatically showing the charge indicator. Now I have to have mine turned off for you to show you the charging. Give me 1 second here. Apparently I'm getting messages. So let me do this, and I'm going to go ahead and plug the charger into it. Let me see. Oh, my coffee's ready. That's what it was telling me. So I'm going to go ahead and put the charger onto this, and then you're going to notice something. If everything works right, it's going to do this charge indicator. So that's the compliant wireless charger. So now it's charging at the full wireless rate. If you wanted to verify that, you could bring the manual out over here, and it tells you what each light is. So the light, the wireless fast charging light is on in this case, indicating that it's wirelessly fast charging, which is pretty cool. Now you can also do it a couple different ways. If you have an iPhone 15 and you're super lucky, like my friend Jonathan Talks Hardware in the chat, you can take your USB-C, plug it in the side, plug it directly into your iPhone 15 or better, and it will charge directly that way. So you can charge devices. You can also recharge it. Let's talk about that. This is the trouble I was telling you about with if you only have the USB type A, like in this situation here, where I only have the type A and it only comes with a C to C cable. But that product we had on earlier, if I need to recharge my power bank, which is sitting at 75%, I can plug it into this. USB power delivery will start charging this up, and you're going to see the status indicators go up as it's charging. So I'm going to show you that real quick as well. So this is the 3-in-1 10,000 milliamp charger from Kapon. Now I'm going to show you a couple other tricks that it has. That's how you get it recharged if you need to. To save battery, it will turn those lights off, so you don't have to watch those all night if you're worried about that. But you can tap the side button here. So it's got a little side control to wake it back up. Now I'm going to grab that phone. I'm going to show you something cool. So let's bring up my Amazon app. So I'm going to go ahead and bring here. I'm going to go ahead and fix it so that it's charging. And then I'm going to go to the side camera. We haven't used this one much today. I'm going to show you something cool. So that's how I can hold this. So it's kind of like a pop socket. So you can hold it here. It's got the magnetism, so it's not going to fall out. I'm not holding on to the phone at all. I'm just holding onto the device. It's not going anywhere except saying undo typing. And so I can use the device in here, say hi, 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 send that on my Amazon chat. So you can use the device while you have it, but you can also do something cool. Let me bring this down here for you guys. you can literally pull this out, flip it down, and you can set your phone up like so. So now I have my phone on a kickstand. You can compress it together and do it this way. So now if you're watching a movie on your phone sideways, you can do it that way as well. So there's lots of different options. And if you're using it like I showed earlier, you can just put your fingers through however you want and hold it. So it's going to add a little bit of weight. This is, again, kind of I need to charge, and my iPhone always seems to need to charge all day. So this is kind of a backup to regular charging. But if you need something on the go, you can see the size difference here. It's about the thickness of an iPhone with a case, and it has that wireless charge capability. So from Kapon, that's the 3-in-1 MagSafe charger and power bank, which I love. That was so good that I actually got my daughter, who is constantly needing and finding my power banks and stealing them. I got her this one for Christmas. I actually went out and bought it separately. Just because it was such a good product, I wanted to make sure that she had something cool. She's going to be doing the ski bus this year, I heard, so she needs something that she can take with her, and that's portable, small enough to fit in a pocket. Okay, next up, I've got a audiophile gadget here. This one from the DG Nog company. Let me get the model number right. This is the K662. The K662. If you're doing any sort of cool events, I know a lot of people had people over. I work at a church, and so we often have events where we need audio. We were looking for something super simple. So it was just serendipitous timing that this showed up and needed a review right when we want to do this. Now, we use name brands, Sennheiser, and all the high-end stuff. But down in our fellowship hall, we wanted to be able to add wireless audio for events like weddings and other cool things. So if I open this up, we're going to do a quick unbox together, and I'm going to show you how this thing works, because it is pretty slick. And I want to make sure that this camera angle is working. Hold on one second. We got to go back over to our camera on the side here. I'll make sure I get my unbox so that other people can see it, because we're going to use that camera in a second. I'm going to show you everything there is to know about how to hook this thing up. So we're doing a quick unbox. It's going to come with 2 microphones. It's going to have 2 microphone holders and stands. So you don't want your microphone to be rolling around off a desk or something and get hurt. So this one actually has these little microphone cradles, which can then slide onto the microphone like so, and they keep them from rolling around. It also identifies clearly which mic is which. So maybe you're only using one, maybe you don't have batteries in both of them. This is a super simple system to set up and operate. And I can tell you, audio stuff is never super simple. So I was excited about this. Now, it is going to use the 500 megahertz band range. Let me open this up. This is your receiver. Now, it is going to come with 1 rechargeable lithium battery for the receiver, and it goes in just like this. We're going to fire it up. But it does require, I'll show you how to put those in. It does require 2 AA batteries. Now, you could put lithium batteries in. I just went with these batteries that I had. It does not come with batteries for the microphones, and they're not rechargeable. So either pick yourself up some nice rechargeable batteries, and then this becomes a wireless rechargeable set, or just pick some good quality AA's, and that's going to work. Now, to make this work with my soundboard, I tried it a little bit earlier, but I didn't really test it. So this is going to be live testing with you guys. I'm going to show you how to adapt this. So I have a full-size soundboard over there. We're not going to be able to use that, unfortunately. But what I can do is I can use this adapter, and I can go down to a phono plug, and I actually have a secondary mic input that I can do. Now, it does come with a USB Type-C. You don't need to use this normally, but if you want to recharge this receiver, you can do that, or if you want to just power it by that. Now, as I turn the receiver on, I want to show you guys a couple things. So this is channel A, and they match now. You'll notice that both of them picked that first channel. It's a 2-channel system. So if I turn this one on, this will become channel B. And if I change the channel, it'll automatically follow. So you don't have to fool around really with these. And now this is going to go into standby mode here. It's just going to have that. It's not going to show you all the time, but it's working right now. And then you can tap it if you need to pause it. Now I'm going to go over here, see if I can bring you guys with me. And I'm going to show you my little switcher that I use. So this is the switcher that I use for the show. I can hit that button and turn myself on in the corner here for you. I'm going to go ahead and plug this unit in, and we're going to hope everything works right. I'm going to plug it in right here in my microphone 2 slot. Let's see if I can get this working. So there it is. And then I'm going to turn microphone off for me, and we're going to go to a really weird looking view. but it's going to show me the audio levels. So I'm going to turn my microphone off that I'm talking on now. Switch over, so hopefully you guys can hear this. And now I can adjust the gain level. So hopefully you're hearing that, and I can adjust the volume, the input volume as well. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you guys are hopefully hearing me now. Let me know in the chat if you guys are hearing me now on this and what the audio sounds like. So this is the first of 2 microphones that I'm going to test out. This is the other one here. So it's a 2 microphone kit. I always like to have really good microphone control, but who knows if that's working. So I see some audio levels going over there. Hopefully it's working. Now it's got some features. It does have an echo reverb feature. So like a rhinestone cowboy. Okay, so maybe I'm not a singer, but you can see there's different echo modes. It's going to have treble and bass adjustment along with volume. Jeremy's saying sounds really good, actually. Hey, that's a good recommendation. And Pinky says, definitely hear you when you have it to your mouth. Okay, so good microphone etiquette. My daughter the other day, she's like, that person's got his microphone right on his mouth. It's like, well, no, that's actually how you're supposed to use them. This is going to be a dynamic microphone, so it doesn't want to catch audience noise. It wants to catch the singer or the person you have talking's noise. Now, what's interesting about both of these microphones, they will, as you turn it on, pick the next available channel. So if I go ahead and turn this guy on, so bring this over for you guys, you can see it picked the 550.5 channel. And I do see, so hopefully when I talk to this one, you're going to hear the same thing, and maybe the volume levels are different. But again, if I had my my meters up here, I could tell you how this thing was working. So yeah, it looks like if I talk to it nice and close, that's good. I can also use the volume button on here to increase the microphone volume coming in. So that's probably a little closer to what we would actually want. So that's the increased volume coming in there. So definitely a cool product. This again is from DJ Nog. This is their K66, K662 dual universal microphone system. So you get 2 microphones on this. I'm going to take you guys over to the Amazon show page on this one. I'm going to switch over my microphones now. Okay, so I just switched off of that one. I'm going to take you over to the Amazon page for this one because I do want to show you what's available. This is a new product that they asked me if I could show you guys. So I'm going to go back over there. We're going to go into this one. It is on sale right now, and this thing is less than $70 for 2 microphones. You almost never see a price like that. 4.8 stars on some, looks like 7 ratings. So not a ton of ratings yet because it's such a new product. I love the USB Type-C. I love the fact that it comes with a rechargeable receiver. You're going to have some effects that you can run in there. It was super simple to turn on, as you saw. Turn it both on, and there it goes. It works right away. This is going to be able to be used for weddings. It looks like it has up to 200 feet of range, which is pretty cool. The other cool thing that you could do with this is you could actually plug it directly into your speakers. So if you got a set of Mackie speakers maybe, or you've got some sort of PA system, you can plug that receiver with that large phono mono port directly into the back of most of those PA speakers, and you can use this to control your volume. That's a beautiful thing about having a volume on the bottom of it. Fairly light, but it feels like the body is all metal. Like it's definitely got some weight to it. In the body, the top has got some metal as well. So, you know, a lot of times the cheaper ones don't come with this screen. But that's going to be interesting. So again, very interesting product. I can't wait to try this out. And like I said, in that fellowship hall, I would like to use this. And this is showing you can go directly into a PA speaker. So if you've got, these are the kind of ports that you'll look for, these TRS ports. If you have a TRS port on there, you can go directly into it. If you have a power amp, you can go directly into the mic ports. If you have a mixer, you can go directly into the mixer. If you have a computer that's got the compatible microphone jack with the adapter, you can do that. And if you have an ATEM Mini Pro, like mine over here, you can use the receiver just like I did there into the mic 2 port. And I didn't do any sort of tuning on this one. So just want you guys to know that. Another cool thing, I want to thank the Avcans company. I got a product that you guys are going to love that's coming up here. It's actually a PTZ camera. How crazy is that? So I have a bunch of different cameras and views. I'm kind of a camera snob. So I'm actually working with those guys to come up with some review videos for their PTZ products. We just used this one last week at our church to do our live stream, and it was awesome. So a combination of a nice PTZ camera, a couple wireless mics, a large TV and maybe a little computer, and you've got an ultimate Zoom conferencing setup for super cheap. So for weddings, for parties, for karaoke, which I'm not going to make you guys suffer through, this is a great little kit. So I'm very excited. This is the K662. And to turn them off, you just hold down the button. That's what I'm doing here. And they say off. I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side, and we will come back to the next product here and take a look at it. Okay, we are flying through the products today. The next product up is one that I'm very excited to try out. I just unboxed it earlier today and set it up. It is hard to find affordable smartwatches these days, especially ones that don't look like every other Apple product. So this is from Viren. This is their W101 smartwatch. Let me pull it on the top down so you guys can see it. So W101, we're going to do a quick unbox. We'll put the band on it because it does come with 2 separate bands. And then I'm going to show you the app experience on this one. So let me get a couple things closed out here on the computer so I can bring this up for you when it is time and I can see the chat. Jeremy was asking on the mic, sorry about that. Will it work through a GoPro so you can use it for interviews? Yes, except GoPros need a media box, it's called a media mod. Let me do a couple quick trick here for you since I can actually do this now because I have this PTZ camera. And this is from Avcans, but watch this. I can zoom into my GoPro, which is right here. It's trying to focus on my shirt, but my GoPro right here, I actually have the 3 different ports there. The microphone is the bottom port. So if you have this $80 media mod, you could plug this receiver in to the back of the GoPro and use it on an interview that way. And it would actually do probably better gain control. And thanks for reminding me, I needed to turn this off. So there you go. So that is the PTZ camera from Avcans. We're checking out the 20X, but man, the picture quality on it, I still can't get over how good that thing is. So let's get back over here and we'll do a top-down unboxing. My editor is going to be like, what did you just do, John? You just went, squirrel on me. But from Viren, this is the W101 smartwatch. We're going to do a quick unbox of it. An affordable smartwatch with all of the basic features that you want. Now, I've shown you some smartwatches before, and they were much more expensive. Now, you'll notice right away, this has that AMO LED screen, but it's lit up. It has an always-on capability. That's always something that's bothered me about, smartwatches like this one. I got to do the wrist flick. I got to do whatever and turn it on. There we go. Okay, so I've got this smartwatch, and I can turn on. I guess I didn't have the wrist mode on, but once this thing turns off, I have to flick it to get it to show a number. This thing has an always on capability. Now it's going to use more battery life that way, but just having that capability is really cool. It gives you the most basic information you need. Now I'm going to take this watch off, which is another brand smartwatch I've showed you in the past. We're going to test this thing out. Now, what's neat about this in the unbox is it's got a black, looks like a very masculine rubber band. It also has a charging cable, which again, don't lose these, but it looks like a pretty standard charging cable with that magnetic connection. And then underneath is going to be the manual and where you find the app, as well as right here is an orange band. So if you like that orange color, let's try that actually. We're going to pull this out of here. What I love about this, I believe, and I can't confirm this yet. Let me get this camera ready just because I'm doing another unbox. I like to have this camera dialed in. This is one of my better angles for unboxing. So what I can show you here is when you get this thing set up, the 22 millimeters that these are, it's super easy to add and change bands. So let me do this if I can get it real close for you guys here. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling down on this little locking pin. And if everything works right, I just attach the bottom side. And then I'm going to come over here. Now that flashing green is the heart rate monitor already going to town. It's like, hey, where did you go? Where did the wrist go? I need to check your heart rate. So this has heart rate monitoring. So that's that easy to put the watch together. Then I can use this orange band if I want, or I can pick the black, more tactical looking band. But I like the orange just because it's a little different, right? So when there's watches out there these days, this thing costs about what the tax on a new Apple Watch would be, but it does a lot of the same features. Let's go ahead and take a look in the top down. I'm going to get it a little bit close so you guys can see, and then we'll talk about the app experience. So there's the watch right there. if I hit the buttons on here, I can actually kick off my Siri on my phone, which is really cool. It's going to have the date, the temperature, everything else that's going on here, but it does have the left and right swiping capability. Now, I wish the exposure was a little better because the screen is just beautiful here. So I'm going to have to adjust the exposure on my camera. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I want to show you guys this in all of its glory. I'm going to turn off my overhead light, which I think is what's throwing it off. Oh, you know what? It's so bright. It's hard for my camera to pick that up. But let's do this. Let me adjust the screen brightness down. So display, brightness. So there you go. So now you can start to see what I'm seeing on it. So there's all of the date and information here. I can have messages. If I had text messages, I can see all my steps and indicators that way really easily. And then going left, I have my different activities, mobile pay, everything else. Wow, it is so funny that my camera doesn't want to pick this up. It is a very bright AMO LED screen. So let me see if I can turn the brightness down even more. So hopefully you guys can read it better. Okay, so there you're starting to see how cool that really super clear screen is. It has calculator ability. It's going to have health monitoring. It's also going to have an ability to find your iPhone or whatever Android device you have. If I hit the bottom button, it's going to have an immediate shortcut to exercise, which I like. If I just hit the top button, guess what? It has that iPhone S. Now, the colors are washed out a little bit. Let me switch over to this camera. I want to see if I can get it better for you. There you go. So now you can see how nice those colors are. So there's the colors that you see on the GoPro. Now, heart rate monitor. If I'm not 100, I'll be amazed. 97 right now is what it says. I get excited doing this show for you. So it has that heart rate monitoring capability. The app capability is nice for it as well. I'm going to bring that over for you. And if I can remember my inputs today, that's going to be really exciting because give me 1 second here. Hopefully the iPhone is input 4. Or yeah, maybe it's input 4. There we go. This one is called Dafit. That is their app. You can download it right from here. I've got 22 steps. There's the different screens that you can have on it, which is kind of cool. So it's got different watch faces. You can have techie ones. You can have, I like that white dial one. I'm going to try that out. Let's see if that already adjusted automatically. Yes, that instantly adjusted. Let me show you what that looks like here. Yeah, I wonder if I can do it in the picture for you. Let's do this. Yeah. So I went through there and I already adjusted it to that watch face, and there you go. Now it's immediately that watch face. So instant updating on that one. There's a bunch of other capabilities that we're going to see in the watch app here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring you guys back over to me. And then, you can find the device, you can set alarms, you can use it as a shutter. So if you want to take pictures and you're in a group setting and your phone is set up, you can hit a button and do that. There is going to be health monitoring and other interesting things, activities, sleep, heart rates. So it's already checking my heart rate. Now, I only used it for a very short period. So you can see there's that small amount that it's been capturing, but it's capturing that continuously now. So if you do want to have somebody monitoring your heart rate, and this can always be good. It does have weight. I'll tell you what's funny is it maxes out at 220 pounds. So I think that might just be an app update that they need, because I wasn't able to put more than 220. And when I put 220, it went to 232, but who knows? So that's what it was at. So that's the Dafit app that they come with, and you can download that pretty easily. So I want to thank those guys for sending this out. I'll use this for a few more days and I'll check back in and let you guys know how it works. But overall, my initial impressions, the screen looks gorgeous, and I had to turn it down all the way to 0 for our cameras here to pick it up because it is just so bright. I love that really bright screen. It is waterproof, and it does have a water mode to eject water out of the port. There's an air pressure port on the side, and I'm kind of wondering if it has an altimeter, which would be amazing. Let's go over here to the Amazon, though, real quick. I want to show you what makes this watch so special. If I come in here to the Viren W101 smartwatch, brand new product. So again, has 5 stars, but it's only on 3 ratings. It's the price, 40% off coupon on this at $69. I did the math for you guys on that one, $41.99. So maybe you didn't get a smartwatch for Christmas. Jonathan Talks Hardware got a really cool one, but for $42, which is less than the tax would be on some of these really fancy Apple ones, you can also talk through this watch. So it has the phone call make and answering capability. It has the Alexa or the Android capability as well. So that was pretty slick. Let's take a couple quick looks. So speaker, dial pad, contact, so you can make calls from it. It has voice assistant access. Who would have thought we'd be in Knight Rider territory these days? We have a watch that you can talk to and summon your Tesla. But, we're in there now. I just grew up as a kid dreaming that might be a day. It does say blood pressure monitoring, blood oxygen monitoring. It's very interesting how they do that. I won't get into it now, but again, not giving out medical advice here, but definitely check with your doctor. This can be a good indication as like a secondary thing to check on you to make sure that you're doing well, and can give you some feedback on that. Tons of different faces on the 1.43-inch AMOLED screen. And there are all the capabilities that it has from that main screen. So it's going to have a lot of stuff. I didn't even show you one of the cool ones, which is just the weather. Having the weather available is also really neat, because you can go to that and see what the next day or two is like. I use that a lot on my smart watches. So there we go. And that's from our friends at Viren, the W101. We're going to go to the next product, which is probably one of my favorite of the whole show. And I hate to pick favorites, but let me get this guy out here. They sent this to me after seeing my Seek Thermal review. So I did the Seek Thermal camera, if you guys remember, from a few weeks ago. And this is a company that makes all sorts of test and measurement equipment. If you're watching on the Amazon side, you already know what it is. If not, the links are in the description. This is the Goyojo, they're a test and measurement company. This is their thermal imaging device. Now, what's cool about this, and I'll bring it up here on the top down for you, is thermal imaging used to be thousands of dollars. A dedicated thermal imaging device was easily in the 500 plus range. They have brought this down to essentially not a consumer novelty, but definitely a reasonable business expense to put this in the hands of every one of your plumbers, electricians, or anybody. I love the fact that it has this heavy duty nylon carrying case. It does not have a phone attachment. And the beauty of that is how many people on a job site beat up their phones, have a heavy duty case that can't fit anything on it. But check this out. I'm just going to hold the power button. We're going to initialize it. It has a built-in battery. It has a flip-off cover. This thing feels like mil spec. It's built so strong. It's going to boot up here in less than 20 seconds, and it's going to instantly be able to start thermal imaging. Now, it does have a connector here. The only drawback is it's micro USB. So don't lose this connector in the charger, because you're going to need it. But I can instantly start seeing around the room. Now, I'm going to switch to a different camera for you guys so you can see this better. Hopefully everything works right here. Give me 1 second to switch cameras, and I'm going to let you see live what I'm seeing live in it, if everything works right. Going to use the old show iPhone here. Here we go. So I'm bringing the show iPhone out. Again, I'm just looking at its screen. I want you to see how fast that screen resolution updates. So it's going to have a 256 pixel screen across, or vertical, I would say. Looks like I got a couple pieces of hair or something on the cover. So there we go. So the screen is very clear. Now, it's going to automatically find the high and the low temperature. Can you guys see those things right now? So the high temperature is my coffee mug. That's right there. That's my Ember heated coffee mug, making my coffee nice and hot. So the outside of that mug is 95 degrees. The low temperature is my AC unit up there. And that's actually 53 degrees. It was down to 34 before. So it's actually seeing, now if we look at this way, it's seeing that coffee mug, and it's seeing up there that low temperature, and the refresh rate is amazing. So if I raise this up and down, you can see how quickly that moves. I'm looking around the studio. My studio light is putting out some heat. It's putting out heat onto the ceiling too. You can see that. So the heat is coming off the top of that's an LED studio light. So not a lot of heat in it, but there's heat coming out of the top of it. That's cool to see. So we can look all around. There's a light bulb that I have. Now it's going to do center point measuring. It's going to do high and low. You can also go through the menu system, and you can change the color palette that you're on. So if you want a different color palette, that was the cool color palette. And I can do the spectra. So what's neat about this, 4 gigs of storage in here. So this is what you may be used to on other thermal cameras. I was playing around with different settings. So we've got the Predator view here right in our hand. Looks to be about a 2.5, almost 3-inch screen on this, I would say, but much faster updating than any of the dongle devices that you would add to another phone. And it's heavy, heavy duty. So I love that. Let's go back over here. I can show you. So again, that's my digital sign up there. So you can see it's polarized there, it looks like, or it's a refresh rate's going crazy with my phone. But if I go here, that's the thermal spectra that it's putting out. Those are the components behind the screen and how hot they are. That little point on the screen is 85 degrees, whereas down over here, it's going to be in the 60s, hopefully. So that's kind of what you would use a thermal camera for. This does have other capabilities. I'm going to bring you guys back over here for some fun stuff here. Sorry, I'm getting a spam phone call right now, it says. Um, this is the Goyojo company. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it on, but I'm going to do something interesting. I'm going to plug it in to the show computer right now for you because I want to show you how you can use this. I said it has internal memory. You can record photos and video. So if you need to have evidence for a homeowner, maybe you're doing home inspection, maybe it's just you and you're wanting to take some pictures for things. I've used this on engines. You know, that can be really good for thermal imaging. Plumbing, I'll show you an example of that coming up. But this comes with both a internal storage and a software application that comes inside that storage, which is pretty slick, and I'll show you that as well. So I plug it in here, and automatically I'm going to bring you guys over again to the show laptop here. Now it's bringing up right here this USB device. Now it's got images and videos. Now the resolution on the images, they're only 300 KB, but hopefully you guys can see what these are. This is that image I was showing you earlier. So it's telling me that it was 70 degrees where I was pointing it. These are the hot parts of my room. The cold part is up there. I can go to the next photo. This is yours truly, taken earlier today. It's got a 98.4 on my chin. So apparently I was warm right there. That was the hottest point. So you can use this for something like that. This is looking into my tool cabinet, and this is the reflected heat off of something. There's a whole bunch of stuff about emissive radiation and all that, but heat is a type of radiation that you put off. And so this thing is seeing even reflected heat, and you can change how that works. This is my little server cabinet over here, and I could tell my security system right I have here is one of the hottest pieces, and my battery bank here is one of the second hottest pieces in there. So you can use it for that. I did a couple times there. This was a picture of my water heater, and I was looking at the hot pipes. Now I took a bad photo here essentially on purpose, but I wanted to show you a couple better ones here. Look at that. That is the wiring above my electrical panel. So if I had one wire, and there's one here that's a little bit hotter than the rest on the sheathing, but I have one circuit maybe being overloaded. And actually that might be what this one was. Yeah, that's why it looked different. This one is actually my circuit panel visually, and I'll show you a trick about this that I've only seen with this one. You can't do this with the Seek Thermal yet. This is my freezer. So this is our frozen meals. You can see the stuff at the top, -20, -10 in the middle. So it's showing you that thermal gradient inside a freezer. I was having all sorts of fun with this. And this is my hot water tank. So you can see my hot water coming out here, and I've got a drain line, a condensate line, and some other stuff. So these have so many different uses. It's amazing. But I want to show you one other tool that this comes with. And this is this IR image tool. I apologize. I can't seem to make it get bigger. That's the only problem on this one, is it doesn't seem to allow you to make this one larger. But you remember that original image I showed you guys? So this is the image right here. And I'm sure there's got to be a way. Maybe I can actually do a trick. I can do a Windows zoom. So yeah, I can zoom Windows a little bit for you guys. So there's the image. So I'm looking at a saved file, a JPEG file. But watch what this thing does. Maybe I don't want to have the same, resolution here. I can go in here and I can change the color spectrum to the different color spectrum. So maybe I want to send this to a client and I picked the wrong color spectrum. You can actually change it to all of the different types of color space. So that was kind of cool. That was, one thing. You can change the units of heat because this is all saved inside the file, which is beautiful. I'm going to show you something that will bake your noodle because it did for me. This blend button. This thing not only takes a thermal image, but it takes a regular photo. So let me show you guys that real quick. This was earlier today, 5:07, right before the show. And I can blend the image. You can see here, I'm blending the thermal image over top of the regular image. So maybe you can't see what it was thermally, but this blend feature allows you to see the actual image. That's a really cool feature. I can't wait to have this in other modes. So these also work indoors and outdoors. So if you're outside and maybe you're looking for a water leak, those can be incredibly expensive to find. Ask me how I know. This will show you the area of the ground that's colder or warmer. So lots of really cool features of this. Super heavy duty. It is rechargeable. It does come with the charger. Once you plug it in, I was waiting. I was like, okay, there's got to be a light or something. It's so funny. It actually shows you the charging on the back when it's charging, which is really slick. So that was from the Goyogo company, Goyogo. Let me take you over to Amazon. I'm going to turn it off real quick. Also, it does video. So it does record those same things into video files. I don't think I actually saved any video files when I was testing this. Let me check real fast. Don't think I was. Oh, I did. I'm not going to make you guys wait for that too long. Give me 1 second. I want to show you the video quality as well, just to give them a full sample here. We'll take a look on the Amazon page while we're waiting for this thing to boot up. So let me bring that up for you guys. So again, these used to be thousands of dollars when they came out. This one is $249 right now, and it's $20 off. And then you can see the quality on this one. It is only 256 pixels, and everybody dogs the resolution on that, the 256 by 192. But honestly, when you're looking for heat, you don't need pixel peeping resolution. You just need the difference. You could have hot and cold, and it might be enough for some people, right? So very cool capability to have that. It's booting up right now, and I'm going to plug it in one more time, and then we're going to actually take a look at the video that it saved. But let's talk about all the places you can use it. I think they have some of that here. So different, thermal images of hands and people, 4 gigs of built-in storage, including that memory that I talked about, so that I can plug this in, as you'll see right now, and it'll pop up a video. So there's videos. And there's from VLC. This is the video I took earlier today of my studio. So I'm just walking around, and you can see the frame rate on this thing. This is at least 2 FPS, which is really cool. And I'm just walking around. I don't know if I can make this full screen without breaking something. Is it Windows F or Alt F? No, that's not it. Okay, I'll let it run. But yeah, you can see here I was looking at my computer. I was looking all around. Now it's going to give you 3 measurements all the time. It's going to give you the measurement up there, like it shows, the cold measurement, the hottest measurement in the scene, and the point measurement, which is really cool. Jonathan Talks Hardware comes in, says this would make a good thermal test video for PC thermal testing. Yes, it would. Can't wait to do my builds and see how this works. But you can see in this room, I was just looking around, panning around, and it was able to take a video of that, and it has the information there. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Very cool product, and coming in at $249 with a $20 coupon today if you were really serious about picking one up. Also great for automotive work. If you've got a hot spot on an engine, maybe you've got a catalytic converter going sideways. This has happened a few times for people I know. You can get there and just look underneath and see the temperature, the surface temperature of the catalytic converter, to see if anything's going wrong without burning anything or burning yourself, which is pretty slick. So that is one of my favorite products of today. We have one more product that I'm going to have to show you guys. And to do that properly, I have to bring out our old and trusty. There we go. So this is our workbench that I use for all my smart home gizmos. Try not to electrocute myself today. And we'll do an unboxing and we'll do a setup of this tool. So again, we're all set there. I'm going to bring this back over and get ready to show you guys this cool product that we have next. This is a PTZ camera. I just need to make sure I get it set properly on here. This is from Tiejus, Tiejus. So this is their PTZ camera. I'm going to do a quick install and unbox for you and show you how long it takes. It's very easy to set up. So let's go on the top down so I can get you guys looking to see what that is. It's a PTZ. I don't know the exact resolution. We're going to take a look on Amazon and find out. But the app and the setup experience was pretty quick. And the image quality was surprisingly good. It has several interesting features. It has both 2.4 and 5 gigahertz wireless networking. Now, unlike some of the other ones I've shown you that actually have to plug in to power, and use an actual power outlet as a floodlight. This one is powered by USB, has an included USB type A cord, but you could actually adjust this with anything you want. And it comes with a power brick so that you can start it up. So again, that's what it looks like here. It's got the little antennas off of both sides. It's pretty slick. This cord, I'm going to do my quick length test. 1 second. Let's do that real fast. So it looks like about a 10-foot cord. Yeah, 6 feet plus another, 6 feet, half. So about 10 feet total on the cord length. We'll come back to unboxing. I'll show you the rest of it. Very easy to mount. It's going to come with everything you need and nothing you don't. It's going to have a power brick that we're going to plug in. It's going to have this really simplistic mount. But what's neat about this is it has 2 different mounting modes. Now, the Wyze one that this competes against could only mount from the top, and it had a proprietary mount and all this stuff. This one mounts from the side, and you turn it. Now, what's funny is you go mount this to the wall. Make sure you're mounting it always sideways. And then when you mount it sideways, you bring this over and you just turn it and it locks. Now, I'm going to show you what that looks like when we install it here. So that's your mount piece. There's your charger. It is going to come with 3 screws, and it's going to have 3 of the drywall anchors, if that's what you need. Inside, there's also 2 more items. There's going to be a protected sticker. You're protected by tie just there, as well as the manual, which is going to tell you everything you need to know about installation, range, specs, all that stuff. It does have the app and how to download it. So you scan that to get your app. Let's get started with an installation guide real quick. So this is how I do my install videos, and usually I bring this guy over. Let's hope I don't unplug something accidentally. We'll get that now. I also happen to have that PTZ. Again, this is made possible by the Avcans company. This is that PTZ camera. Man, I might have to get one of these for the house here. Very good resolution, good color quality on that. So I'm going to use this view as I put it together today. So we're going to take and mount the mount to the wall very simply. 2 screw installation. Now I'm going to use drywall screws just because I want to. You can use the screws that are included with it. I'm going to keep those clean. I'm going to go ahead and mount it like I do all my other smart mounting devices here. So I'm going to use my drywall screws, get one side mounted, and then I'm going to use my drywall screw on the other side. You would check this for level if you really wanted, to get it perfect. So we'll get that in here. There we go. Now, to, again, mount it, you could mount this to a ceiling, as I mentioned, or in this case, I can mount it sideways and just twist. And there we go. Has some flexibility to level itself out. I'm going to go ahead and take this side, and I'm going to plug that into the outlet that I have on this back side. And then you're going to see this thing start up right away. So instantly gives you a light to let you know it's working. It does have verbal prompts when you're setting up the app for it. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the app once that's ready. Now, I won't go through the app setup process because it's really simple. You scan the QR code that's on the side. You go ahead and add your Wi-Fi in there. I use a guest Wi-Fi. I recommend that to everybody. Use a separate guest Wi-Fi for devices like this. Now it's going to check the bounds. It's going all the way around and making sure. Hey, Paul, checking in. Hey, Paul. Hey, he says, hey, guys. Absolutely. So it just told me that it was wireless connection succeeded. It's going to do its little lap around here. We're going to go back over to my little tiny phone camera. We're going to bring this up, and you can see when I was using it earlier, this is it panning around right now, looking around. So it's doing its bounds check. You're going to see all my dirty office. So this is a Pantel. You can look at the image quality on this one. I have it on the Super HD mode, and I, again, apologize for it's been a while here. So I'll show you that side of the office. That's what I can see when I'm watching the show here. But you're probably more interested in what a person might look like. So we're going to pan it around this way. And there I am. I always look for detail in the beard. Now it's going to be delayed. Sorry about that. Hopefully there's no audio coming through on this either. But yeah, this is its panning speed. It does have both a light. So sometimes these do better in my studio lights if I turn the spotlight on. So that's the built-in spotlight. You can see how bright that is. And it's hard to tell. But if I do that, you guys can probably see that spotlight as I bring it around. You can see it causes a little bit of flicker because it's a pulsed LED, but in real life, you don't see the flicker at all. So that's just the way my cameras are receiving it. But there you go. So I can pan around. While I'm panning around, I'm actually seeing, you can see the detail and all my other cameras, the graveyard of cameras we have up here. It does have waterproofing. It does have a micro SD capability. You can preset positions on here and snap to them, which is kind of cool. So if you have an outdoor area and you want to see the shed, you want to see the pool, you want to see something else, it has motion and it does have AI person detection. So it is catching up. Now, it looks like the person detection is for an additional fee. So I'd have to double check on that when you look through their stuff. But if you're okay with that, you can purchase additional storage for the cloud. You can go up or down. Let me see if it can go straight down. Straight down is always the test for these. And it looks like it made it straight down. So it has that capability. The motor, you can hear it. Now it does have motion tagging turned off, but I can turn, and you can see the color's not bad. The studio is always challenging, but in a couple times when it hit the white balance right, it was good. So now we can do a couple things with the motion tagging here. So it can do motion detection. It can do human detection. You can set all of the settings. You can have the alarm turn on and everything. Let's talk about what the alarm looks like here. We'll go back to the live view on it here. Oh, hopefully I haven't broken the app. That would be embarrassing. Let me see if I can go ahead and restart this app. This is my old show phone that I use. I'm going to go ahead and restart the app and we'll get you guys in here again. Go back to the office. Okay, so it's still working there. But I can go in here. I want to show you a couple other controls that you have. Now, there is a siren on this. Just headphone warning. I always tell everybody before I do this, and I am actually going to PTZ it around to you guys so you can see what it does. I don't remember if the light turns on automatically with the siren, but here, I'm going to go ahead and hit the siren. So does it for about 10 seconds. So you could have that set up to automatically kick the alarm off. If you have an area where you know people are not supposed to be certain hours of the day, you can set that up in the app as well. So does it have PC software or just a phone app? As far as I can tell, Jeremy, on that question, it looks like it's just phone app right now. But a lot of these vendors, if they want to be competitive, open up that RTSP firmware or the RTSP ports. Or on VIF support, which I didn't check in. But if you have those kind of capabilities, that makes these things usually work a lot better. Real quick here, just checking a couple things. And I'm going to go back over to the Amazon so you guys can see this one. We'll go to the Amazon page again. Pretty new product here. So it's got 1,000 ratings. PTZ cameras are super popular category right now. Some people use these indoors as a baby camera. Some people use these outdoors. It is outdoor rated, it said. It's 24/7 recording. There is the wired plug-in. So it's not solar. It does require a plug, and it does come with one, which is not waterproof, but the camera itself says it looks like it's waterproof. It does offer the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which is going to give you faster video. So the video rate was actually pretty good on it. It looks like it has a pan tilt of 355 and 90 vertical. So it looks like you're going to be able to see all around. Siren, spotlight, motion notifications. I was actually just getting notifications from the front spotlight that I have out there. And there you go. 128 gigs looks like the maximum on the trans flash card or micro SD, as we know them as. And then it has backup cloud recording as well. And there's the temperature. It looks like 122 to -4 Fahrenheit. And that's what it looks like on the inside. So there you go. So this is from the Tygus company. I'm going to play with this one a little bit more, but we did an unbox. You saw how quick easy that was to set up. That's all I've had to do for it. I'm going to throw an SD card in here. We'll play around with it for a little while, see how it does. This has been John the Net Guy. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in today. First show of the year. And I'm very excited to bring some new products to you guys. Like I said, I have some products coming here from the Avcans company. That I was able to use at our church this last weekend, this PTZ camera, which you see over here, which actually has worked dramatically well even during this show. And you can see how easy that was to change views. So as a live streamer, man, it's so nice to have a camera that I don't have to go fiddle with, that I can just point at me and do something with. So I want to thank them as well. And I will catch you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching. See y'all later.